Our next adventure will take us over the beautiful, clear waters of the Florida Bay. You could paddle across here, and some people do, but it's a long 25 miles, and you're only allowed to land on a few of the islands.
Our destination is the famous Florida Keys, home of the longest living reef in the Western Hemisphere. The water is so clear that you can see the bottom even from up here. Today we're going to launch our boats at the little beach you see below us on the overseas highway. That's Indian Key right there.
We launch from the north side of Indian Key Fill, go south under the bridge to Indian Key, and follow the west shore to a shipwreck. Then we'll paddle north back under the bridge to Lignum Vitae and paddle completely around the island where we discover a neat little pond. To get here, drive southwest along the overseas highway to the Indian Key Fill near mile marker 79. Park at this rocky beach on the far side of the island. It's a safe place to leave your car and an easy place to launch. You can rent a kayak or get more information from Florida Bay Outfitters in Key Largo.
There's not much of a tide, so the current is usually mild and it's not difficult paddling against it. The big problem on the south side is of course the ocean waves, but the island is close enough to get back quickly if the weather turns bad. It's about 3/4 of a mile out to the island, partly through the main channel, but mostly over shallow water. The motorboats are restricted to the channel, but paddlers can go anywhere. This little 10-acre island has the most unbelievable history, dating from prehistoric times. Native Americans lived here for thousands of years before the Spanish came. The Spanish used the Straits of Florida as a shortcut to return home with their Aztec and Inca treasures. Many of these ships were sunk by the coral reefs and hurricanes.
Millions of dollars worth of silver and gold and pottery have been recovered from these shallow waters. Indian Key became a center for the boat salvage industry, and at one time was the county seat for Dade County. In 1840, during the Seminole Wars, it was burned to the ground except for one building and the stone foundations.
It's now a state historical site. Guided tours are given twice a day, and there is an observation tower and trails throughout the island. The San Pedro Underwater Archaeology Reserve is about a mile south of Indian Key. There's a Spanish galleon there, about 18 feet underwater. You can tie up at a mooring buoy and dive the wreck.
From here, we paddle north to the calmer bay side of the Keys, towards Lignum Vitae Key, which is about 1.5 miles from the highway. Along the way, we came across these cormorants taking a break from their busy fishing schedule.
Those lines on the sea bottom are ruts left by motorboat propellers cutting through the seagrass. As a result, many areas around here are off limits to motorboats, which makes it most enjoyable for paddling. Private boats can land at this state botanical site, but you'll have to wait on the dock for a guided tour. The schedule was in the brochure we picked up when we parked the car.
There are more than 65 species of shrubs and trees in this virgin tropical forest, including strangler fig, mastic, poisonwood, mahogany, gumbo limbo, and of course, lignum vitae. Look for brown pelicans, ospreys, white-crowned pigeons, wading birds, warblers, and white herons.
We also paddled by the biggest moth we ever saw. The clear water makes it easy and fun to watch the abundance of life underwater. Look at this beautiful spotted sea here. And this huge keyhole coral.
We noticed these little plants growing just above the water and paddled closer to check them out. Then we noticed water on the other side of the trees. Well, we can resist anything but temptation. As luck would have it, this little pond was a real treasure. The bottom was covered with thousands of beautiful jellyfish. We were fascinated by them for hours. But all good things must come to an end, so we headed back. This speedboat will probably get home in 2 or 3 minutes, and it'll take us about a half an hour. But we believe happiness is not a place to go, but a way of traveling.
This is one of many places in the Keys where you can paddle in calm, clear water and enjoy the snorkeling and the sun and the fresh air.